We've had another look at the cylinders. Now it's light, better light. There was oil on the cylinders when I took the cylinder head off. That's not necessarily coming up through the oil scraper rings. It's likely to be through this gap here when I took the cylinder head off. Any residual sitting around the springs on the other side would have then been free to drip through here and perhaps even fall onto the cylinder tops. Things are moving on, a little bit of cleaning. So that's the first stage of the cleaning. I've got all this glued on gasket away, got it nice and smooth down there, and I've got the majority of the carbon from the exhaust and from the inlet. Now there's no real way of seeing or telling if these guide seals are old or more recent, because they sit in oil, of course. The rubber itself of these looks decent. It doesn't look like the integrity of these rubber seals have been compromised. I've taken off 1, 2, 3. I've still got one of these big washers. I'm not going to try and force that out, that sit under the valve springs. I'll just leave that and be careful. I'm going to keep these old valve guide seals in while I do the lapping operation, and leave it to the very last to put those seals in. Now I have a sinking feeling, just the oil that was on these piston heads there, on the top of the pistons, I thought might have drained in while I took the cylinder head out. Just thinking about it, it may well have been the cylinder head gasket. We'll see. I've had a clean up of the valves here. Well, that's the first clean up. Yeah, I've got all the carbon off, and they'll get lapped. That's the first clean. The more I think about it, the more I'm convinced that my problem is a failed cylinder head gasket. I do recall some oil on the outside. I thought that was coming from the tappet covers. It's going to have new valve guides anyway, and I'm going to check out the pistons and the piston rings. Well, here we are. I've lapped these valves. I need to give them a final clean down, but they're looking good. I've obviously lubricated. I've cleaned as far in as I can, both sides. Got rid of much of the carbon as I can, so the exhaust manifold is as free as carbon as I can make it. That'll clean up nicely. It's all smooth down here, and in the meantime I'm just going to lift these jugs off. Now have I got room? Let's see. Back in a moment. Well, a bit of gentle persuasion. Those pistons were a little bit reluctant to come out, which surprised me. There are the jugs sitting on top of the stems, bolts, and the zip slide out. I'm doing this one-handed, but there we go. Can't see very much in there. There are scores and grooves down there. Looks like a rebore to me. I'll let a friend of mine have a look at that. He does the rebores in any case. I'm sure he'll advise me properly. So I've already taken one of those pistons off. It's the right hand, it's got the arrow facing forward. The gudgeon pins are here and here. Let's see. I didn't have long nose pliers. Look at this. I think it's some welding gear actually. It was from the old fella that left me those my army boxes. It looks like he's looking after me in some way. Let's see. It's not good doing this one-handed. I'm gonna come back. There's the gudgeon pin. I'll just put that down there on top of that piston. Right, there's the pin. So there's the oh gosh, it's come out. I was tapping it through from the other side. I'm going to tap it through with the piece of wood here, my old brush. I'll tap it through. Yep, it's tapped through. It's off. That's two. I shall just go and put the bush straight back in there, and the gudgeon pin. Put the gudgeon in there. That's the left hand one. Interesting. And where's the right hand? I'll just put that safely. The right hand. I'm looking at the oil seal. I give that a press. Okay, nothing. Give this one a press. Can't see anything conspicuous. Any damage to that scraper ring? We're talking in such small measurements. There we go. Head's off, jug's off, piston's out. I didn't have to split the chain. I've got to see. I'm probably going to replace it anyway. Let's move on.